everyone, this is Damini Vengurlekar, a first year B.Ed student from Bombay Teachers Training College. In today's video, we are going to demonstrate 3 fun science experiments which can be done at home using easily available material. We are also going to study the applications and some basic principles of science. So let's begin. In our first experiment, we are going to study the basic concept of density. So what is density? Density is nothing but the measure of the mass in relationship with the volume. That means the objects or substances which are heavier than the liquid sink at the bottom, and the substances which are less denser or less in weight than the liquid float at the liquid surface. So let us begin with the demonstration. For this demonstration, we require an ordinary glass jar, baking soda, vegetable oil, vinegar, and some food color. For this demonstration, I first take an ordinary glass jar and add some baking soda to it. Now, I take some vegetable oil and pour it into a jar. From here we can clearly see that the baking soda, being more dense than the liquid, has settled at the bottom. Now, I take some vinegar and add some food color to it. Now can you tell me what will happen if I pour this mixture into this jar? Let us find out. I take this jar and start pouring this mixture in the jar. Can you see this lava-like structure arising from the bottom at the surface of the liquid? Do you know what it is? It is the carbon dioxide gas produced because of the reaction between vinegar and the baking soda. Carbon dioxide, being a gas, is less denser than the liquid, and therefore it is trying to arise at the surface of the liquid. To control the buoyancy, the submarine has tanks that can be alternately filled with water or air. When the submarine is on the surface, the tanks are filled with air and the submarine's overall density is less than that of the surrounding water. As the submarine dives, the tanks are flooded with water and the air in the tanks is vented from the submarine until its overall density is greater than the surrounding water and the submarine begins to sink. Ships can float because they have tanks that hold air. These tanks provide large volumes of little mass, thus decreasing the density of the ship and making it float. In our second experiment, we are going to study the basic concepts of surface tension. So what is surface tension? Surface tension can be defined as the property of the surface of the liquid which allows it to resist an external force. Let us directly go to the demonstration for a better understanding. For this experiment, we need a plate, milk, food colors, liquid soap, and a cotton bud. I take a plate and start adding milk to it. Now I add different colors at the center of the milk. Right now, the milk has some surface tension and it is not allowing the colors to move freely throughout. But what if I take a cotton bud, dip it into the liquid soap and place it at the center of the milk? What do you think will happen? Let's find out. A beautiful color bomb, right? How do you think this happened? When we placed the cotton bud with the liquid soap at the center of the milk, it broke the surface tension of the milk, which allowed the colors to move freely. Soaps and detergents work on the basis of surface tension. They lower the surface tension of water so that soaps and detergents easily soak into the pores and holes. Antiseptics have a low surface tension so that they can spread faster. Surface tension is also important for characterization of food, pharmaceuticals, and packaging. In the next experiment, we are going to study the basic concept of static electricity. So what is static electricity? Static electricity is nothing but the build-up of a charge on the surface of an object. When we rub an object, a charge is created which is fixed at a particular position and it does not move for a certain period of time. Let's go on to the demonstration. For this experiment, we need a woolen cloth, a newspaper cut into a square, a balloon, and a pencil erected on a clay stand. We start this experiment by taking a pencil which is erected on a clay stand. Then we take a newspaper which is cut into a square and then try to balance it on the point or the tip of the pencil. Now we keep this aside. We now take the balloon and the woolen cloth and we start rubbing this balloon on this woolen cloth with full force. By doing this, we are creating the charge on the surface of the balloon. Right now, the paper is not moving at all because it is not experiencing any force. Now if we take the charged balloon near the paper, it starts to move in the direction of the balloon. How did that happen? Do I have a magic balloon? No, this is just science. What we did is we rubbed this balloon on the woolen cloth which created a charge on its surface, which is the static electricity. And then we took it near the paper and it started rotating. The nozzle of an inkjet printer produces small ink droplets which are sprayed with electrostatic charge. Various computer-driven devices are then used to direct the droplets to the correct position on the page. Electrostatic painting employs electrostatic charge to spray paint onto oddly shaped surfaces. Using static electricity, an image on the paper is projected onto a positively charged drum. The toner has a negative electrostatic charge. It attracts to the parts of the drum where the image has been projected. The drum rotates and rolls against a fresh piece of paper. The toner is then transferred onto the paper. This makes a black and white copy of the original.